That is proper quality. That is beef with texture, a little bit of our spicy flavouring in there, and a tiny little bit of chili kick. Perfect for curries. There you go, that's how you make beef for Indian curries. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Rick. We are going to prep my beef for curries. So this is a very easy, quick video how I prep my beef for my curries, my Indian curries. If I was making Thai, it will be different, and I'll put that on the channel later. Okay, so we're going to prep this beef for Indian curries. This is my way. If you do it different, you do it different. Okay, let's crack on. This is lean beef. I have no idea what it is. It's marked up as lean beef. That's all I'm interested in. Now, lean beef, okay, it sounds great. It sounds like it's going to be the perfect cut. It isn't. Lean beef, if cooked and not cooked properly, it's as tough as old boots. You know, it's not like sirloin or anything like that. So we're going to pressure cook it. This is how I make my beef. Okay, so we want to be cubing this up into reasonable cubes. And when I say reasonable cubes, I mean good square cubes. Because when pressure cooked and cooked in a flash fried in the pan, it's going to shrink. So you want to be cutting some decent size. Why I'm cutting in a tray is beyond me. Let's get a board, come on. So we want some chunks, decent chunks, to go in our Instant Pot. So I'm using the Instant Pot today. You can use any pressure cooker, entirely up to you. But you know, the Instant Pot is a fantastic piece of kit. And yeah, I'm not advertising it. I'm just saying what I use. So it's entirely up to you. Now, of course, you can stovetop cook this for hours. I'm going to do it in probably about 15 minutes. So if you use a pressure cooker yourselves, let me know. Do you use an Instant Pot or do you use a stovetop? Now, if you want to marinate it and all that, it's up to you. I don't marinate any of this. We're just going to cook it straight out. It's going to be cooked and it's going to be ready to go in our curries. Okay, I've only got a few ingredients here and they will be listed in the description. If you want to make mixed powder, it's listed in the description. I'm not answering what is mixed powder. Okay, it's in the description. This is a curry channel. We're making curries. I'm just going to lightly cook some flavour onto that beef and then put it in the pot liner. Okay, so we'll cook it and we'll tip it in here. A little bit of ghee going in here. Garlic ginger paste. Now you can wait around for it to warm up and all that carry on. That's up to you. The only thing is, we are just going to cook off, bloom out some spices in here for flavour. This is mixed powder. This is tomato paste. And no, it doesn't matter how quick you put this in. Just put it in. And all we're going to do is bloom those spices a little bit in there. I love this smell. Oh yeah. So we're just basically cooking a paste. Right, what I'm going to do now is chuck in some of this beef in there. Probably half of it. And we're just going to give that a mix up with that spice in there. Now don't stress over any of this, you know, if you get some colour on, so be it. In there with a little bit of salt. Salt and beef works really well. Now this is a little bit of red chili powder, and I'll save some for the next lot. Okay, simple as that in our tub. Now we're going to carry straight on. We've got a dirty pan. It's clinging on the bottom. You've just got to be a little bit careful. In there, some more ghee. In there, more garlic ginger. In there, mixed powder. Oh, we got a little bit of chili powder left there, look. And we're going to go in there with some tomato puree. Nice little one of those in there. And with that beef. A little bit of salt. Okay, we've got a beef broth going on here, which we will be using in here. It's OXO. It's 1 OXO cube, 500 ml of boiling water. Dissolve it. That's all it is. Now you can do it straight with water. Not a problem, but you know, it's nice to have some sort of flavoured stock going on in there, you know. Don't forget, it's going to sit in the stock, the curry spices and things when we store it. So we want the flavour on the beef. flame off, cooking done. So just move that to one side, bring that in here, and all this in there. Now all that in there is flavour. Okay, so we want to get that off there, so just tip a little bit of your beef stock in and just give it a little one of those round there. Loosen it out of the pan, and then we're going to chuck it in that Instant Pot liner. In there. Our beef stock from our OXO cube in there. Make sure you stir, because if not, we've just put the beef in here. It will stick on the bottom and you will get a burn notice. It will stop cooking. That goes in the Instant Pot. So you guessed it, it's nice and straightforward. It's whack the lid on. It's come down to pressure cook on there, and we set this for 15 minutes. And we let it do its thing. That's it. So what we'll do when this thing finishes pressure cooking in 15 minutes, we'll let it naturally release 10 minutes, and then we'll release the pressure manually. And that will be our beef ready to be stored for our curries. Store it in the usual size amounts, about 300 grams. As easy as that. So all we got to do is flick the switch on the top and let it release. Okay, I can hear it's dropped down. Off with the lid. And there we go. That is our beef. Now we can leave it in there, but I'm going to tip it in here so you can see exactly what we've got. Okay, we need to have a look at what we've got. That is red hot, obviously. So, just grab one of your bits of meat. That big piece will do, look. What you should have by cooking it with such a short time, you should have some texture in there, okay? If you cooked it longer, another 5 minutes, it will be a lot softer, and if you cooked it up to 22 minutes, it would be pull apart, soft, really soft. Right, this, look, 2 forks, we have to have some texture in here. Okay, you can see already that it's already soft, it has texture. We have to have the texture because we're going to make a curry. What does it taste like? Tastes like beef. Oh yeah. Proper quality. That is proper quality. That is beef with texture, a little bit of our spicy flavouring in there, and a tiny little bit of chili kick. Perfect for curries. There you go. That's how you make beef for Indian curries. So there you go, nice straightforward video how I prep my beef for Indian curries. There you go. Now what you do, you put this into 300 gram portions and you stick it in the freezer. You put some of the juice in with it. The meat stays soft and moist. It doesn't dry out. It's perfect. And then you take it out and you use it for your curries. So basically you don't have to cook the beef anymore for your curry. You make all the curry, you fry the spices, and if you're making a jalfrezi, whatever, you do your peppers, your onion, whatever, make your sauce and then put the beef in for a last minute, warm back through your beef, and you have a beef jalfrezi. By cooking beef this way, you actually can make a curry within 15 minutes on the table. That's why we prep the beef. And we do the same with lamb, which we will do. And we'll do beef for Thai later. There you go, how to prep beef for Indian curries. If you like what we're doing, don't forget, share with your friends. Tell them how easy it is to prep the beef for Indian curries. And if you do like what we're doing, big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. Catch you when we make a curry. There you go.